Hey everyone. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Kyle Serene. I'm a junior at Creighton. I'm from Lakeville, Minnesota, and I am a triathlete. If you're not familiar with the sport of triathlon, it's an endurance sport that combines swimming, cycling, and running. I've been competing for the last 8 years or so, and I've done a total of I think 52 triathlons. What I'm training for right now is a race out of Maryland, June 10th, called the Eagleman Triathlon. I've got two goals going out there. The first one is to qualify for the Ironman World Championships next October in Kona, Hawaii. This is the race that a lot of people have heard about, the one they put on TV every year. It's, the big race in triathlon. Like every Ironman, it consists of a 2.4 mile swim, a 112 mile bike, and a full 26.2 mile marathon. Now, Eagleman is one of the few half Ironmans that allows you to qualify for Kona. So right now, I only have to worry about 1.2, 56, and a half marathon. All I have to do to earn a trip to Kona is win my age group. There will be about 40 guys out there under the age of 25. And if I'm the first one across the finish line, I go to Hawaii. My second goal is a bit more difficult, and that is to go pro. At the same race, if I am one of the first 3 amateurs of any age and stay close enough to the professional winner, I earn what's called a pro card, which allows me to compete professionally thereafter. Now, the reason I'm making this video, as most people who will ever see it already know, is for a class project that essentially has challenged me to think about things in a different way. Now, to me, that doesn't necessarily mean being more creative or observing things differently or anything like that. But since the first day of this class, I've thought more and more about how reserved I am and how shielded I might be. So for me, this project is about thinking about the way I present myself to others. And I think the best way for me to do that is to give you an unfiltered look at a huge part of who I am. So what I'm going to be doing for the next couple of months is using this video to give you that look at what it is I do. I'll be talking about, training and workouts and things like that, but also about my history in the sport, what it means to me, and be showing you how it really has been a huge part of who I am for several years. So I hope that you find this video at least mildly entertaining, and hopefully by the end of it you'll know me a little bit better. Hey everyone, today is Thursday, February 9th. We got 122 days until Eagleman. What we're looking at here is my pride and joy, my beautiful bike. It's hooked up inside right now, obviously, because it's February. But it's hooked onto this trainer here, which just has a resistance flywheel on the back that you can tighten down, and feels pretty much just like riding outside. And what I'm doing today is a workout called a functional threshold test, on which I basically do some hard intervals and then 20 minutes as hard as I possibly can to determine something called my functional threshold power. What I'm trying to accomplish today is to go over 300 watts of power during that test, which probably means nothing to you, but that's the goal. When you're seeing the video, you're going to see me down on the aero bars like I would if I were riding outside. Obviously, aerodynamics don't make a difference inside, but it's probably best to practice like, real conditions. Riding inside's a little boring, so we got some music, and of course we got the Minnesota State flag, the ultimate motivation up there. So let's see how it goes. Alright, so today is February 17th, 114 days until Eagleman. It's a Friday night,
And what I'm doing right now is getting ready for my long ride tomorrow morning. I'm going to be on the bike for 4.5 hours tomorrow. And whenever you're riding or running or racing or whatever for that long, you need calories. So what I'm doing right now is getting ready what's called my nutrition for my ride tomorrow. It's the same thing I use every week, practicing what I'll be using for a race. And basically what I do, I take a couple cans of Pepsi, but the Pepsi throwback stuff with the real sugar, so it doesn't have high fructose corn syrup in it. I throw it in the microwave to get all the carbonation out, and all you're left with at that point is simply sugar water that happens to taste good and have caffeine in it, which is basically why I use it. What I do is add what's called maltodextrin, which is simply, it's actually something that brewers use to make beer, but it's just polymerized glucose, and you can buy it by the truckload, really cheap. And all I do is weigh out the amount I want to get the number of calories that I want for tomorrow's ride, and then I stir it in there, dissolve it, and that's how it's done. I have been in the sport for quite a while now, to some degree anyway. I did my first triathlon the summer before 8th grade. I was 13. The year before that, I'd actually seen something about the Lifetime Fitness Triathlon, which is a pretty big race up in Minneapolis, in the newspaper. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to do that next year. To that point, all I had done was some kind of sporadic running. My parents both ran, so I ran occasionally. But I decided I was going to do that triathlon, and that's what I did. The sport took a back seat to cross country for most of high school and my first year of college. But the last couple of years I've been back at it full force, and there you go. A typical training week for me, usually around 22, 24 total hours. I'd usually do long rides on Saturday, probably a long run on Sunday. I do my hard workouts, whether they be swim, bike, run, whatever, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And that leaves Monday and Friday as the easy days. Those days are usually around 2 hours total, which leaves 4 hours a day in the other 5 days of the week. Typical day might be something like, say, 2.5 hours easy on the bike on like a Tuesday morning, and then hard 12-mile run that afternoon. Hey everyone, today is March 15th. We're 87 days out from Eagleman. It's about, I don't know, 9 o'clock on a Thursday morning. I just got done with a 12-mile run out in Council Bluffs. I did the middle 6 miles at the pace I'll be running at Eagleman, or the planned pace anyway, so I did that in about 6:23 a mile. And that's something I'm doing a lot more of right now, and I will be doing more and more as I get closer to the race, running at the pace. This Saturday I'm doing a hard bike, and I'll be jumping off the bike immediately after and running probably 4 miles at pace. In general, training's been going really well, actually. I've been having better and better workouts. The only problem I've been having is with my left knee, and it's actually been more of an IT problem, and one of the muscles in my hamstring yanking on my kneecap, kind of funny, and that's been going on for like the last 2 weeks now. A couple weeks ago, it was hard to even bend my knee waking up in the morning. Today on the run, though, I barely felt anything, which is excellent. I think I'm just about past that. But besides that, training's been going really well. I'm feeling pretty healthy, feeling like I'm starting to get kind of fit, and really confident in my training right now. Training as much as I do is not always that easy, especially during school. If you're looking at maybe a 4-hour training day, when I have a class in the morning and a class in the afternoon, I'll basically go to class, and by the time I get ready for a workout and shower and get some food, a 2-hour workout becomes at least 2.5 hours, at which point I gotta go to another class, and I come back and repeat the same process, eat dinner, and then I study till I go to bed basically. There's not a whole lot of time in my day once I've gone to school and got my studying done and spent given 5 hours a day to training. The other problem, not really problem per se, but the other time crunch is that when you're training that much, you need to sleep a lot more than the average college student. So I go to bed by at least 10 probably every night, 9 or 9:30 usually, and then I'm up by 6:30 or 7, getting ready for the day. I am tired all the time. I'm never not tired, truly. Staying cool is going to be a very important part of this race out at Eagleman. Maryland, as it turns out, is much further south on a map than it is in my mind. It's supposed to be really hot and really humid in June, usually talking 90 degrees. Not something that I'm overly used to coming from Minnesota, especially in June after I've been training all winter in cold weather. A lot of things I'm going to do to try to offset that problem. What I'm doing right now is mostly overdressing. I'm intentionally wearing too much clothing for running, mostly running. I'll wear long sleeves inside, or I'll get dressed for my normal run, and then I'll throw an extra layer on my body and go outside. What I'll do on race day, I have a long sleeve shirt. It's white, it's reflective, it's sunproof or whatever, but it's made of some kind of cool mesh fabric. It retains water really well. The whole point is that it's supposed to keep you cool, so I'll be wearing that on the run anyway. The other big thing is taking pretty much all the hair off of my body. The biggest purpose for hair on a human body is to keep you warm, and I don't want to stay warm. So the most obvious answer, facial hair comes off, all the hair on my legs will come off, and the hair on my head, it's really short right now, but I'll pretty much shave my head for that race. Alright, hey, today is April 3rd. We got 68 days until Eagleman. I am currently getting ready to run a 1.5 mile time trial for my exercise physiology lab, which isn't something I would otherwise be doing, but I'm pretty excited about it anyway. I wanted to be able to film it, which was okay as long as I didn't film anybody else and get 15 people on a small track. That wasn't going to work. So unfortunately I won't be able to film it, but I'll definitely let you know how it goes. Don't know what to expect. I'm not fast right now, especially over short distances. When you're training for a 4-hour race, 1.5 mile run feels like a sprint, and it's not my strong suit. So I won't even make a prediction, but we'll see what happens and I'll let you know. I sucked. I ran 7:54 for 1.5 miles, which really is not that good. Luckily, my ability to run 1.5 miles fast really doesn't correlate with my ability to swim and bike and run for 4 hours. So it's nothing to be worried about, but it was still not what I was looking for. Not thrilled about that. Good morning. Today is April 5th. We got 66 days until Eagleman. Today is Holy Thursday, and it's a little bit early. I'm going home today, which is why I'm up early. What I'm going to do right now is eat a banana, 2 bananas, strap on a headlamp, and go run 12 miles. And then give myself an hour or 2 to kind of eat and snap back. I got a hard 2.5 hour bike ride before class, and then be out of here and heading home. I'm kind of tired already, but that's not a big deal. I'll wake up on the run. So at this point, I pretty much know what I'm going to be up against when I go out to Eagleman. You can go on the race website. You can see all the names of everyone who is registered for that race. Registration's closed at this point, so everyone who is in the race is on the start list already. And I can go look at every person who is under 25, and then I can Google them, and I can figure out, you know, how good everyone is. There's probably 50-ish people in my age group. I think there's 2 of them that I really have to worry about. When I'm planning out my race, I can kind of, you know, create expectations for what I'm going to do and what I think everyone else can do. I should be the best, theoretically, swim bike there. I hope to swim the 1.2 miles in about 27 or 28 minutes, and bike it 56 miles at 25 plus miles an hour, maybe 212, 213. If I can be on the run in under 2 hours and 45 minutes and run the half marathon in under an hour 25, that'll give me 408, 409 kind of range for a total time. I don't think anyone else in my age group can go that fast. And of course, I only hope that I can. I don't think anyone else in my age group has ever gone under about 418. So if I go out there and execute and do what I think I can do, I'll feel really good about my chances. What I don't know is how well I stack up in the Race 2 Go Pro. Since that doesn't have anything to do with my age group, I simply have to be one of the top 3 amateurs of any age and have to be within 8% of the professional winner's time. Usually that 8% qualification is irrelevant because the top 3, 4, 5, 6 amateurs are usually close enough. However, at Eagleman, a guy by the name of Craig Alexander, last year's world champion, he announced that he will be racing there this year, which is cool on, you know, some level, but ultimately not something I'm happy about. I basically have to hope that he doesn't go any faster than about 350, because that would leave me 18 minutes, about 408, to get in there and go pro. Obviously, I'm not going to have any idea what he's doing while I'm racing. I'll know where my age group is. I'll be able to see where people are that I'm truly racing. But as far as finishing fast enough to earn a pro card, all I can do is give it what I got and cross my fingers and hope it works out. So today is April 15th. We are 56 days, exactly 8 weeks out now. Today is my last big endurance day. The workout today is going to be 60 minutes on the bike, 30-minute run, 60 minutes on the bike, 30-minute run, 60, 30, 60, 30, for 6 hours total. And the point of today, besides the obvious training benefit, I guess, is to practice everything that I'll be doing race day. I'm going to be wearing the same clothes. I'll be eating and drinking the same amounts of the same things. And the hope is that I get through this whole thing without anything bad happening. Feel comfortable with what I'm doing, feel comfortable with my race plan. And hopefully it all works out and I feel good. April 19th. We're 52 days out from Eagle Man. And what we've been doing tonight is shaving all the hair off my body. I shaved my legs, shaved my face, and got my hair on top of my head pretty short. We've been doing this for cooling purposes. Like I said, we're only, 7.5 weeks until Eagle Man. But more importantly, right now, we're only 9 days away from my first race of the season. Next Saturday on the 28th, I'll be racing a small race, the Omaha Duathlon, which is a run-bike run out west. I'll be going up against the top-ranked triathlete in Nebraska, which will be fun. Honestly, don't know who's going to win that race, so that'll be exciting. And then we got six more weeks to get ready for the big race. This is the last part of this video, so I hope you've enjoyed watching it. Hope you learned a little bit about me, and hope it didn't bore you too much. Thanks for watching. What it would mean to me to go pro? Yeah, that's a very difficult question to answer. The simple answer, first of all, going to Kona is a vacation. It will be the greatest, the most fun I've ever had in a given week, probably. It will be an absolute party out there. It will be a blast. It will be the most fun I've ever had at a race. And that is something that I truly hope I can do this fall. But to go pro is far less tangible. If I do accomplish that, all it truly gets me extrinsically is a little plastic card that says elite on it. And if I defer med school entry for a year, it gets me a summer of racing in a few professional races, which, don't get me wrong, would be very cool, and it's something that I hopefully will be able to do. In my ideal world, that's what happens. I race pro next year, and I love it. But in reality, there's very little to actually gain from this. Intrinsically, it's a fulfillment of a dream that started 9 years ago when I saw that first race. When I did my first race, I have been thinking about, going pro since then. I honestly have had that idea in my head for 8 years. And it's been difficult to pursue. Obviously, I'm not living the lifestyle of a normal college kid. I have missed out on a lot of college because I've been training and I've been going to bed early and I've been eating right and doing this and doing that. So on that level, I'll have achieved something I've wanted for a long time. I've been walking around here ever since the day I quit the cross-country team. It's been the thought in my head that I can go pro as a triathlete, and every single day I think about that. So it's a very big deal for me to accomplish that. So accomplishing that will be the fulfillment of, so much, and that will mean the world to me.